name what they and what type of style of music do they make. It doesn't change.
It's very similar, yeah.
So if it's an authentic thing, like it's not gonna go anywhere. Not to say that anybody with, hair or whatever isn't authentic in their own, what I'm saying, like being, but it's like I know, like I'd rather get a fan one by one than get a million at once, because that means
Exactly.
they might not stay.
That's how you protect your longevity as well. I mean, you get a million in one day, those same million are going to be that flaky to just hop on someone else's
I
boat.
think, and it's not even the
Uh,
flaky thing. It's the reality is that everybody only listens to about 10 artists. Period.
yeah,
You have like 10 artists that are on your list of rotation. The first five really aren't going anywhere. Those are your core. Like
yeah,
you're going to pay money to go see them. The other five kind of rotates on one, what's hot, and two, what catches your attention. Right.
definitely.
So a lot of times, stuff is really hot for the time, but because and you can try to move up,
Yeah,
but like I would rather try to work and try to get a niche base and expand that so I'm in your top five. I'm not going anywhere,
right.
because those are the ones that are going to support, like, what I'm saying, stuff like that. So, but in terms of just like the game in general, I think it's actually in a really good place. I think there's actually a lot of rappers who can rap their ass off, and I think there's a lot of variety. I think it makes him, competition is different, but it's probably the most competitive it's been because everybody can rap. You know.
Well, and you were saying about like different flows, and I actually like to bring that back around. How did you come up with your cadence for Exit? Because I really like that one. Like that was, to me, like something I didn't really hear, and like I was just like, oh damn, like
Like so, cause the whole exit is a story. Like in the actual song, like
mm,
lyric by lyric is a story, is a full story, right? But it's a way to tell this story without being boring, and we had to beat some ears going. The hook kind of just happened. That kind of was just like, yo, that's the first
it
thing I kind of
flowed.
thought of.
Yeah.
But in terms of like songs, like 8 times,
Oh damn.
8 or 9 times.
Listeners, like you don't want it to be boring. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's a lot of rappers that are very lyrical, and they'll hit you with just bars, and they won't really like try to keep your attention. But like you're saying, like you were like, all right,
Yeah,
how
like
can
how
I
do you
make
keep people? You know what I'm
this?
saying? Like I'm trying to like I want you to especially because what it takes is the first time you hear something, that's what you're always going to revert back to. You know what I'm saying?
That feeling you get when you
Right. So I
first
want
hear
the
it.
first time you hear it to be like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, or oh,
Yeah,
because I mean, I don't feel like Exit was a song people would like off the strength of the production. I didn't think that's what people were going to expect to hear right after Lost anyway. So
yeah,
just trying to make sure like that that initial that first impression is heavy. So that's real, and then trying and then just also to test myself, like, do I have new flows? Because
yeah.
I think I have a bunch of flows in the pocket. Like, okay, like how much work have you really been putting in? You know?
Well, right. I feel like isn't that kind of thing now? Like, you see people getting comfortable or like in their type of flow versus like, I mean, I hate to say it's like back in the day, like people were always trying to find new flows, and you still have those artists that are pushing, like you said, like Thug and these people. But there are some people that, and maybe this is my opinion, that
Yeah,
kind of like settled in this flow of like the thirds, and like they just kind of just
yeah, and go with it. Yeah,
I mean,
and it's
also, like, how important do you think it is to mix up the flow today? I feel like so
it's
many
so
people get
important.
stuck in the, like, there's like one flow for the Lil Funk generation, you know what I mean? They're all doing
Yeah,
it, like,
and they know it works, and like I don't have any problem. Like I turn up to all those songs too, but I can tell that like they know it works. And it's like I'm just gonna ride this
well, I
out.
feel like
yeah.
that's why, like, a show that Mo Bamba by Sheck West went so crazy, because he actually, like, took a moment to be like, hold on,
I can
switch
literally
I
do
it up.
can't
something
mix it up.
else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a whole
Yeah, I
flow.
mean that's the thing. I mean, it's the same way at a point in time. Everyone in Chicago is rapping like Herb.
Mm.
Yeah.
Before then, everyone was rapping like Louis. Everyone was rapping like Keith. You know what I'm saying? But like,
You were always rapping like something big yourself, though. How did you do that?
you said what?
How do you find yourself in the raps? Like, because you always
Mhm.
like maintained a self awareness in your raps and like the way you delivered that. Always, you were there for all that, like, but you always stood kind of outside.
Cause all of it's recycled. All that shit's recycled.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, at the end
Migos
of the day.
flow is really Juicy J's flow from
Yeah.
like you know what I'm
He's
saying. Like,
the godfather of everything.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a 3-6 flow. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
real.
so you know what I'm saying? But all this is recycled. You know what I'm saying? Like even like a lot of Herb stuff, you hear Project Pat in it. You can hear what like you can get some Do or Die. All of this is recycled. You know what I'm saying? But what I do is I just try to study as many artists as possible, and two, just I have this thing where like I'm gonna make this verse fit. If I don't want to take out no words, we gonna have to find a way to make this shit fit.
Go write it first. Like you might have a
I
story.
either can fit the song, so that way I have to find a new flow, or it's not gonna fit.
Somehow we always get on this topic with everybody we talk to on the show, but like,
I mean, I'm making a beat. I'm making a verse to fit the feel of that beat perfectly, but I'm gonna make it fit something else.
right,
Oh, I
it's
have
not
like
just beholden to like.
kind of just like dive in and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take it very seriously. You really put a lot of pressure at all, but when you look around.
When I,
Mm-hmm.
but as I got older, like, whenever I hate another, I for getting money if I can't, you know what I'm saying, eat. But I know like, but yeah, it's not even frustrated, but I just be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't even doing what I'm doing.
You
But
feel
it's
like
like-
that kind of drove you forward to like become the artist you are today a little bit.
No, I think that kind of held me back. I
Really?
think focusing so much on why everyone else is popping
Mm.
instead of studying why they're popping and trying to
Yeah.
incorporate it, focusing on why they're popping instead of like trying to learn why they're popping. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. Like being stuck on why somebody else is doing well and learning why someone else is doing well are two completely different things. So I'd rather learn why they're doing well and see what I can take to incorporate it, rather than being like, man, like
Niggas sleeping on me,
niggas
man.
sleeping on me. I'm not working hard enough then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
Yeah.
I could like I've always been slept on. I've always been, you know, oh man, they tweaking, or I need to change my style, or I need to. It's always been a thing. So
It's
it's
a
like,
dangerous mentality because, like you said, if you're focused on that, how are you focusing on getting better?
how much better are you getting, really? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
or even if you're getting better in the pockets you're in, or the